Hey everyone, it's Julian, and welcome back to episode 2 of my poker vlog. We got rid of the wheelie chair this week. The reception from my first episode was more than I could have ever anticipated. I'm honestly blown away. To all those that have already liked and subscribed to the channel, thank you so much. And to those that haven't already, please go ahead and do so right now because it helps this little fledgling channel grow exponentially. Overall, I heard nothing but great things, so that's very motivating. I have a lot of fun making these videos, and it only makes me want to keep on making them because it's fun to have a nice creative outlet to kind of just sink your time into and then just have some work to show for it afterwards. I think it's gonna help me with my game too in the long run. Now that I'm hitting the books like extra hard just so I don't spew chips everywhere, I'm already looking back at some of the hands in post-production and just questioning a lot of things I'm doing. So it's for sure gonna help. For this episode, we're heading back to Ace and Vine in the Napa Valley a few days after I got coolered by that pocket queen's hand. And I know a lot of you guys were curious about the property, so I do have some B-roll footage this time that I can kind of show you around. It's a gorgeous property, and let's kind of hope for some better luck this time. Let's take you there right now.
A couple orbits in, and we pick up the first hand we decide to go over. Queen Jack offsuit in the hijack. A marginal holding at best, to be honest. We make it 20 buck and get 2 callers in the small blind and under the gun +2. The flop comes ace 10-6 with 2 spades. We have a gutter ball to Broadway, and we're also the pre-flop aggressor. So when +2 checks, we're gonna bet out because this ace is a lot better for us. The small blind calls, and +2 is going to fold. The turn is the ace of hearts, so it's not really a great card for the story we're trying to tell here, making it very much more unlikely that we don't have an ace. Don't really care though, our foot's on the gas. We're going to bet $65, and the small blind is going to call. The turn is a 5 of spades, leaving us with one move right here. And that one move is...
I'm all in.
Our logic with this move is we could have all the strong aces, some sets that turn into boats, and having the queen of spades, we have some pretty good flushes in our range right here as well. Unfortunately, the player doesn't believe us too much, and he even comments on that, but he still ends up mucking it anyways, and we're gonna scoop. Our first bluff on the channel. Let's all celebrate by you guys smashing that like button and hitting the subscribe button. Be much appreciated. A few hands later, we pick up pocket aces in the big blind. +1 is gonna bet $12 and has 2 callers. Action is on us, and we're gonna raise it to $55. Unfortunately, everyone's gonna fold here. What a bummer. Here we pick up King 10 offsuit in the small blind, and we're gonna limp in just for another $1. The flop comes King Deuce Deuce with 2 clubs. We're first to act, and we bet $12. It folds around to the cutoff, who calls the 12 bucks, and we're gonna be heading into the turn. We are heads up into the turn, and it comes the ace of clubs. Having a history with the sweet old lady, this is probably the worst card in the deck for me, in being both an overcard and completing the flush draw. So I'm basically completely done with this hand. I check, and the button leaves out for $50, and we insta-muck. She's fortunate enough to show us that she had us absolutely dominated right there with the King Jack. So we lost the complete minimum. The next hand we go over, we pick up pocket 6s in the hijack and bet $20. We get the button to call for 20 bucks, and everyone else folds. We're headed heads up into the flop. The flop comes 7-8-4 with 2 hearts. Not the best hand for our range, but in actuality a decent hand for this flop. We're ahead of all overcards and have a gut shot and blockers to the straight. We bet out $25, and the button's gonna call here. This board is a lot better for this player's range, but we don't think he connected too strongly because he would already raised us on the flop. We're putting on possibly hearts, a couple overcards, or maybe a straight draw, which we have blockers to. The turn is a bad one in the 10 of hearts, and we don't like this card. We decide to fire out a blocker bet of $30 here and plan on folding to any raise. Instead, somehow, this gets him to fold, and we'll take it. We show the sixes, and we were good the whole way. He says he has pocket fives, so we had each other's outs here.
Okay. Oh, you had to pocket that.
The fifth hand we go over is another premium in Dos Yigiris, in +1. We bet $20, and the small blind and the big blind both call. We go 3 ways into the flop. The flop is a horrible one, an ace-king-9 rainbow. The small blind and big blind both check to us, and we have the range advantage here, so we decided on a c-bet, $35. The small blind calls, and the big blind, she's gonna muck her hand. We're headed heads up into the turn, and it comes the king of hearts. Small blind checks to me again, and I fire another bullet of $45 here to keep up the story that we're strong. He calls, and we don't like this one bit, and my senses are tingling right here. The river is the queen of diamonds, and we're so done with this hand. Luckily, the small blind checks, and we show our hand down. We show the jacks, and they're no good. He shows us ace-jack, and he's probably waiting for us to fire a third bullet, and he was going to re-raise us. Honestly, the king might not have been too bad of a card for us to barrel on, but I'm pretty sure he was calling anyways. Let me know what you would have done, Cole. I know you're watching. Leave it in the comments below. A few more insignificant hands. We end up bleeding $200 and add on for $200, so we're in for $550 total. Then, we're dealt 9-10 offsuit in the low jack. This should be an insta-muck, but nope. We're going to bet out for $20, and please don't neck punch me, Robert. We get one caller in the big blind, and everyone else is going to end up folding. We're heads up into the flop, and it is 663 rainbow. The big blind is going to check to us, and we're going to bet out for $15. The big blind quickly calls, and we're headed into the turn. Turn is the ace of hearts. The big blind checks again, and this is a great card for me to barrel on. So we bet out $35, and the big blind quickly calls. I think he could have some 9s, 10s, jacks maybe, or even weak aces here. Into the fifth and final card. The river is a queen of clubs, not really changing much to be honest. I'd have the ace queen in my range as well as the better aces, as he just flatted me pre-flop. I bet $45 here to make it look like a value bet, so I don't want to be so polarized that he smells something's up, as this player is solid and would definitely catch on. So I do like my sizing here, and he even comments about having an ace. So now we're trying to look cool as a cucumber, just praying this bluff gets through. He goes into the tank for about a good 15 seconds, and he's eventually going to muck this, and we're going to scoop here. Here we pick up pocket aces for the second time in the low jack. +2 is going to bet out $20, and we're going to 3-bet to 70. The button calls the 70, and +2 is going to fold. We're headed heads up into the flop. The flop is ace 4-5 rainbow, and we basically flop the nuts here. I bet out for $45, and we quickly get re-raised to 115, and obviously decide on a smooth call. This is the literal best case scenario ever. The turn is the 9 of diamonds, and it completes the rainbow board. This is where I'm pretty sure I screw up. This player has about 125 left, and is pretty tilted after getting bluffed by Crusher Cole over in seat 9 right there, and not thinking super straight. I decide to jam all in right here, hoping he has the case ace with the random 2 pair, But no, he's quickly gonna fold, and we're gonna scoop this pot. Hopefully we didn't miss out on too much value right here. We pick up another premium in pocket kings under the gun and open to 25. And then everyone folds. Damn it.
It's gonna make horrible content, guys.
This next hand we go over is probably my favorite of the session, just because my buddy Jason in seat 9, his reactions are the best. We pick up ace-10 offsuit in the low jack, and there's a button straddle for $6. The small blind and big blind both fold. We raise to 30 bucks, and the under the gun player calls. We're headed heads up into the flop. And the flop comes king, queen, 10 with 2 hearts. Under the gun checks, and I bet out for 25 as this board is way better for my opening range. Under the gun calls the 25, and we're headed into the turn. The turn is a 9 of hearts. Under the gun checks, and I hate this card, so I check back for pot control, because we do have a bit of showdown value here. And the river is the jack of diamonds. And the under the gun player looks deflated, and you can actually see it on his face there. I ask if I can get any value and bet out 25 bucks, any insta-mucks.
Jack 9, bro.
As you hear, he flopped a straight and decided to slow play it, which ended up costing him. He didn't lose out on too much value since I only had bottom pair and the flush got there. This next hand is the best hand ever. I love it. We got pocket 5s in +1 and bet 20 bucks. It folds around to the button, who raises to 60. We are deep enough to set mine, so I make the call. The flop comes ace-ace-5, and we flop a boat, and are trying to think about how or if we can get all the money. I check for deception, and the button checks back. The turn is a jack of spades, and we bet out $40 here. The button calls the 40, and we're headed into the river. I'm not too concerned with the jack. I don't think he really 3-bets me with ace-jack. Potentially he has jack-jack, but we're still not afraid of anything. The river is a 6 of clubs, and it's a complete and total brick. Now we see if we can get any money in this pot. I bet out for 135, and the button is gonna tank here. With this pre-flop aggression, I put him on ace-king, ace-queen, queens, kings. It's possible he's got jacks here, but it's pretty hard to make a set and no-limit hold'em. So with him taking so long, I'm kind of putting him on trips, and he's scared of us having a boat. He hasn't snap called us yet, and he looks like he's reaching for chips. And those aren't calling chips, those are raising chips. He's gonna raise me to 300, and you can hear what happens in real-time audio.
I'm all in. I call 5.
Oh my.
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
I wish I put another 5 out there.
Alright, this is gonna make a great episode.
I really wish there were 2 5s out there, though.
I do too.
Wow.
If you haven't figured out yet, he had quads. He flopped quads, dude. Like, I even have to ask my coach, who's playing as well.
Robert, what'd I do there?
You're losing all your money, buddy.
So basically, yeah, I'm getting stacked here every time. I'm not gonna be afraid of ace-jack or pocket jacks. Like, it's just the sickest cooler. Oh boy. Yeah, after this one, we decided to just pick up. Like, I'm not gonna be playing properly after this, so... I think we were in for 550. We walk away with 0, obviously. He's taking all our money as we speak. Fortunately, we post another L for the vlog.
Well, what do you know? Another disgusting cooler situation at the wonderful Ace and Vine. Like, that was gross. Like, Kyle did end up paying for my dinner though, because I was about to pay the server out of my chip stack. And he's like, oh, I got that, man. So that's much appreciated. Thank you, Kyle. In that hand, I was afraid of 2 holdings, honestly, is ace jack and then pocket jacks. I don't ever put anyone on quads, no. I have blockers to ace 5, ace 6, and pocket 6s don't make any sense to get 3-bet. So realistically, I was putting him on ace king, ace queen. If he has ace jack, so be it. Pocket jacks too. Oh well, like I run into it there. But I'm trying to get all the money. The silver lining there is we almost won about $15,000. We just needed the case 5 to come out, so that would have been cool. As maybe a consolation, maybe you guys go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. I'm almost at 100 subscribers, which is super impressive because even though I'm brown, I don't have that many family members I sent this to. Honestly, I'm kind of curious about what your guys' worst bad beat is. Go ahead and leave that and drop it down in the comments below. I'll respond because it'll honestly make me feel a lot better after that disgusting hand. And honestly, thank you all for watching this far again. I swear I don't keep losing or lose all the time. I do play still while I'm not filming, and it's kind of, so I swear it's not like this all the time. But hell, this makes it more relatable, I think. Like, after all, we can't win every time. It's still poker. So until then, I'll catch you all next time. Be well and good luck for the beast.